injuries for the day. Team winners, ankle won't practice. Jair Brown, hamstring won't practice.
Luke Gifford, quad won't practice. Pooney, ankle limited. Keon White, groin, hamstring limited. Ricky Purcell, knee limited. Yetur, knee limited. Trent, hamstring / vet day. Go ahead.
You said you were hoping this game would be on Sunday, but you thought it would be on Saturday. But if they were cool, they might have done it differently. When you heard it was definitely Saturday, what was your response?
I kind of prepared for that mentally, so it is what it is. Ready to go.
Did you know before they announced it last night, so you could start your daily planning?
Yeah, we found out we were going Saturday after the game Sunday night, after New England won. We didn't find out the time till last night.
You guys had a short week. You had a short week going into week 18 against this team. Are you doing anything differently this week in terms of rest, in terms of practice, in terms of going full speed in any of the practices that you didn't do?
Different than that week, or just?
That week.
I mean, that week we didn't do one thing full speed because it was our third game in 13 days, so it wasn't just that short week. It was the 2 weeks before short weeks also. So doing it this week, I mean, that's what we got to do today. Change the times up. We usually bring them in for about 7 hours a day. They're only in for about 3.5. We'll do all walkthrough, nothing full speed. We won't go against each other at all. And then we'll see how it goes. Let's see how guys feel and decide what we want to do tomorrow.
Mac Jones said before the first Rams game that you were aware of the spread and it annoyed you because it was so lopsided. Are you currently aware that the Niners have the worst Super Bowl odds, and does that annoy you too?
No, and I think Mac was just talking. I was just messing with him before the game. I actually I've never taken a spread personally.
That last game against Seattle, you had some success late offensively. Can you build off that, or what were your thoughts on that last part of that game against Seattle?
I mean, nothing happened differently on that one drive. It was just more of, when another team holds the ball for a while, similar to what we did in the first game, how on point you have to be. And whether that's doing better on first and second down, so you avoid as many third downs as we did. But if you don't do that, you got to do good on third down. And I think we converted like 1 third down in that game up till that point, and I think we got a field goal on that drive. But it's when a team holds the ball that long, if you're not doing the same by moving the chains well or playing at a high level on third down, that's usually how it's going to be.
How impactful is it that you'll have Trent back for this, expectedly for this divisional round, as opposed to the earlier game, the last game of the season when he was out with the hamstring?
Yes, I mean, it's obviously never easier when Trent's not out there. And it was a big challenge not having him out there that game, but I thought for the most part Austin stepped up really well. Was not at all the reason that game ended up the way it was. But it was awesome having Trent back last week, and we're going to really embrace having him back this week.
What is the players at all? Are they coming in late today, or?
Yes, yeah.
You got a feel for your staff, how you feel? Do you feel like still have the effects of the game, or you do feel tired right now, guys around you?
I feel great. I feel showered, fresh. That's why I'm wearing my Crocs. Going to brush my teeth here in a second and get going. I'm just joking. I did that early. I'm not like that, but no, it is what it is. You're like that this time of year. We kind of been in a hole for about 7 months, and once you get to the playoffs, it really doesn't matter. Everyone's into it. So whether they gave us 3 days, 1 day, 8 days, you always have your preferences for common sense reasons. But whenever you get dealt your hand, you're ready to roll.
What time are they reporting the players coming in today?
They came in at 10. Yeah, they came in at 10.
Playing a team twice so quickly just affect the game planning strategy heading into a game.
How do you what?
They affect the game planning when you're playing a team twice, but then back
for you. You'll see when you get to the game, but you definitely can't overthink it. But it's also at the same time kind of hard to overthink. Not anything has gone down since the last game. Well, they've got to watch 70 or so plays of whatever we did versus Philly. But we get in late, whatever, and there's one game for us to watch, and that's the one that we all watched last week. So you only can watch that so much. We know each other very well. We played against each other a ton. The schemes, even last time we played, didn't change much on both sides as opposed to week one. So I think both teams got an idea of exactly what to expect. There's always wrinkles and timing and situational when you're going to see that stuff, but it kind of simplifies everything, which usually the playoffs as a whole are kind of that way too.
There's already online talk between
Nick Martin's cleared through, at least is able to come back now off IR. Was you going to activate him? Or
No, he's still in the protocol. Yeah, still in protocol.
There's already online talk about between your guys and Seahawks players. Would you say that's a positive or a negative thing when guys are kind of smack talking during the week online?
Like them personally?
Like one player already commented on Fred Warner's Instagram, the road ends here, brother, and there was stuff after week 18 with Kenneth Walker and Jason and Demo.
Yeah, I think that's all like wrestling, I guess. Just fake entertainment. And if it distracts someone or gets them out of preparation or something, or they lose their emotions during the game and they make things personal or something, then of course. But I think everyone's just having fun.
What was the call on the final play, on the final touchdown to CMC, and were there plays earlier in the game that you feel like set that play up or that chance?
I mean, it's more of there's man-to-man routes all over. So, I mean, every out-breaking route you have, you want to end breaking route off of it. So there's a combination of, there's 5 guys who got out on the route. So I wouldn't say that play was exactly set up, but there was definitely routes that our players run throughout the game that are the opposite on that play.
When did Garrett Wallow first pop up on your radar as a professional athlete, and what was your first impression of him?
Mine was first day of practice when they told me we got a guy off Denver's practice squad, and I got to meet him in the special teams room before we went out there. It was cool to talk to him, asked him how Dre was doing, how Huff was doing, how DJ was doing. Talked a little bit about his time in Houston, and then got to go out and watch him out in practice. And right away, you could tell, and I felt pretty excited of who we got. You never know when you get a guy who's on someone else's practice squad how they're going to be, and but right away you could tell he was an NFL player with a lot of upside and who knew what he was doing.
We know how loud it is in Seattle. We're talking to fans who are making the trip on Saturday. How vital is the 49er fan base to show up?
Oh, always. I mean, our fan base shows up better than anyone to me in the NFL, or better than anyone wherever I've ever been by far. I think it's always harder in the playoffs. For some reason, I don't know how it works, but stadiums do a better job of getting it to their home fans. But our fans roll deep, so hopefully it'll be the same as usual.
Once you have a look at the film, did Siegel, Wallow, and Kendricks play as well as it appeared, and have they set themselves up for being more substantial roles down the road?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think they've kind of done that regardless. Siegel showed us early in the year. We see him at practice every day. We never knew when his op would come, and right when Tig went down, he was ready, and he did play as good as it felt live. Kendricks was another story, just coming out of off the street, being at home. But all those guys played at such a high level, and that's what we need. We've had a lot of guys injured, so guys have to come in and step it up. And we'll see how our team is this week. Some of those guys are still injured, so we're not sure how the week will go. But based off how those guys did last week, it definitely gives you a lot more confidence going in the game.
Is there one update about whether or not Fred will come back?
What's that?
Has there been an update as to whether or not Fred could?
We're activated. We're opening his window, so he can do some stuff like that. But again, we're not doing much, so he'll walk through out there with us today and things like that. But hoping he can be ready for next week.
I asked you about Seattle's defense last week, and kind of another on that front. What makes their D so tough? Is it the front? Is it the speed of that second level? Is it the talent of the backside of McDonald? What kind of stands out to you?
All 4 of it. I think they're extremely talented at all 3 levels. I think they have a very good scheme that's very balanced, and they can hit you in any way. I think the personnel not only is talented for any scheme, but is perfectly talented for their scheme. And I think they've been playing with not the exact same group, but close to the same group for 2 straight years. And when you have a talented group with a very good scheme that's been playing together for 2 years, they get pretty good.
On Fred, he did have the post. He's ready whenever. Obviously, he's a player. He wants to play. But do you have to hold him back a little yourself, or how do you kind of approach a situation like this?
Approach it by what doctors tell me. I mean, I'm like Fred. If he feels good and tells me he's good, I'm probably going to think he's good and trust him to get out there. But you can't always think with your heart and emotionally, And so you ask doctors where he's at, all the things that these guys have to pass, just protocols that we have in with just sprinting and jumping and things like that. And he's got to hit all those before we feel it's safe.
What's he been like in the last couple of weeks? Has he been kind of coming up to you and trying to advocate to open the window, or has that been?
No, that's not Fred's style totally. He does that by showing how hard he's working on the side and knows that we're watching. And so he knows he doesn't have to do that to me. As soon as he's ready, obviously it'll be 0 decision on my part.
Do you know when George will have surgery and if he'll be able to be around at all in the next couple of weeks, just kind of?
Yeah, he's supposed to. I believe he's supposed to have surgery tomorrow. So I think that would make it hard for this weekend. But we'll see after that.
A lot of coaching turnover. Obviously, Kyle Tomlin stepped down today as well. Does it feel like you're the second longest tenured coach in the NFL now? And of all your 9 seasons, is this the most teaching and innovating and creating that you've had to do?
No, it's shocking to think that Sean and I are probably second most tenured or something like that. Sean and Sean. So that does feel weird, but I do feel like I'm getting older, so maybe that makes sense. And I want to say this is the most creative and innovative that we've been. I think we're doing what we always do, and sometimes you have injuries, you have a good record, so you get more attention for it, but I feel like we're doing the same thing we always do. Just try our hardest and try to prepare our players.
The long pass to Jennings after Kittle got injured, that's a throw Brock has made time and time again. It's an expert, but it looks hard. You got to fit it over the linebacker before the safety gets there. You're running a lot. Have you had a quarterback that can make that throw better than Brock? And what does it take, from a quarterback to be able to do that?
Yeah, there's some. Matt Ryan was pretty good at layering balls, but I'm not going to say anyone's better than Brock at it. That's probably one of Brock's best things. He can really drop it in a bucket. Guys can be deep, and if there's a way to get over that guy and bring it down before the back, before you sail it over a receiver, he's going to do that, and he doesn't miss it very much.
You mentioned after the game on Sunday that you, for years, been going against Eric Kendricks on the silent tape. Before you even met him, what about the silent tape spoke loudest about his style of play to you?
Just when you watch a guy all week and then you play against him and you can just tell whether it's mental or natural feel, like they know how to flow with the quarterback. They know how to just melt into where the ball's going. Fred Warner's as good as anyone at it, but that's why I brought up I wanted to hire someone like KJ Wright, who I didn't know because I felt that way about him. I knew D'Amico, but felt that way going against D'Amico. There's some guys who are so elite at that, like Luke Kuechly was unbelievable at that. Sean Lee was unbelievable at that. Just guys who seem like they have a natural feel for how the quarterback's rhythm is, how your offense's rhythm is, where they can predict things pre-snap, and they can always find a way to make the quarterback throw it right to them.
Last one, guys.
The jet sweep to Sky Moore, was it 2 plays before it, one touchdown pass. Then you said Kubiak said between quarters, like, hey. Anyway, did he suggest it because you had just run the jet sweep, or how did that unfold?
Kub and I, that's how the whole game goes with me and Clay. Clay and I are together all week, so every play call, we go through. That's what we've been doing all yesterday until the players came in. So every play that we put in, we talk about how we want to do it, how you want to set it up, if you need to set it up, what coverages we like it against. Do we feel how bad of a call and how much will it set us back if we call it versus the wrong look? So that's something that we do on every single play all week. So that's why we're going to need a break from each other soon.
Last up your dad in a career playoff win, something you thought about, talked to your dad about this week at all?
No, my wife actually told me that on the plane, so it actually surprised me. I didn't believe it, so I thought it was like fake news or something. So I went back and tried to count them, and it was pretty cool. So I'll let him hear about it this weekend.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.